as I also sit down and enjoy the rest of the event with you.
Yeah. Another round of applause. Lawyer Kobi Amoa. And my take home, if it is not documented, it means that it didn't happen. If it is not documented, it means that it didn't happen. And just yesterday, Dr. Akon is a pharmacist and is a lecturer at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. She said that yesterday, that if it is not documented, then it didn't happen. If you're looking for a lawyer, there's a lawyer here, Lawyer Ohene. You can talk to him. He's here, and he's from the region. So if you are looking for a lawyer to sanitize all your ideas, put them into action, talk to Lawyer Ohene. A round of applause for Lawyer Ohene. Lawyer, thank you. And he said you have to be very, very vigilant. Tell yourself vigilance. Vigilance. It sounds something else, but vigilance. So be very vigilant. Every single document, as a student, as a better entrepreneur, you should be able to read and understand. If you have problem with comprehension, find somebody who can do it excellently for you, and that will be the lawyer that I'm talking about. And then you have to separate business from pleasure. Frank Cynthia Company Limited. A time will come, he will drag you and he will pick everything. So separate business from pleasure. And these are my take homes. I believe that you also have your take homes, because we are here to learn. We are here to cultivate. We are here to create and innovate. That's the essence. That's the reason we are here today. And we'd like to say a big thank you to the former Bono Ahafo Regional Chairman of the MPP, now the former Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, and the former Ambassador to India, His Excellency Kweku Asuma Cheme, here in this situation. Put your hands together for His Excellency Kweku Asuma Cheme. Can they give us a wave? Yes. Thank you. Your Excellency, we thank you for solving our problems in India, and we thank you so much for serving Ghana at the best of your knowledge. Our second speaker, you all know him. I believe that you all have stories about him. You have nicknamed him in a different way, which I know you know. Don't share that one here. But yesterday, I talked to the Omahima of Yafo traditional area, Nana Dakwa Ampem Chirwa II. He's the Omahima of Yamfo. And our next speaker was born at Yamfo and started his basic education at the Yamfo Roman Catholic Primary. At primary 6, this is very important. At primary 6, he became the school prefect. He became the school prefect at primary 6. Later on, he continued his studies at Rapid Preparatory International School here in Sunyani, passed his common entrance with excellence, and admitted at the prestigious Doma Secondary School, where he did both ordinary and advanced level certificate examination in business studies. He pursued a study with the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, level 1, at the Kumasi Polytechnic, and later he obtained his Bachelor of Arts degree in Accounting and Finance and Masters of Business Administration in Finance from the University of London, England, United Kingdom. But that's not all. He has obtained a PhD degree in management science and engineering, majoring in corporate finance at the Jianghu University in China. He is an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Management UK. He is also a banker and an entrepreneur. He is a board member of the National Scholarship Committee for Senior Municipal Assembly and the board member of Yamfo Allied Health Training College. He has published many academic books and journals. He is now the head of the Departments of Entrepreneurship and Business Sciences in the School of Management Sciences and Law here at UNE. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome with applause Professor Emmanuel Opokumafo.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Honorable Ken, my students here, and my co-lecturers. When the MC came in first, he did mention that any one of us here who wants to be a president of a company raise up your hand. And I saw all hands around. And who is to own a business in all hands around. We have Honorable here who is going to give you a practical experience in how business run and how business are grown. But as an academia, I'm here to use my center that I'm a director of as a lab to identify you and to let you know if indeed you qualify to own a business or you have to be an employee or an employer. Not all of us have to be presidents of a businesses. Not all of us are qualified to be employers. Some are to be employees. So you ask yourself, am I an employer or an employee? That's what I'm going to work for you now. All of us here want to hear from Honorable King because he's the main speaker that everybody wants to hear. So we, John the Baptist, sometimes people don't want to see us. We are wasting time and now we need to clear off for the main speaker to come. So because of that, I'm not going to waste much of your time. I'm going to do a small exercise with you so that any message that comes out, you know how to absorb it. Either you absorb it as a president to be of a company or you absorb it to be an employee. So I'm going to give you just a basic 10 questions. It's an exercise. And this question I'm going to give it out, it is not from me. It's about 22 professors from University of Ottawa, Canada, including some African professors, which I was fortunate to be part of the research team. And we have these 10 questions. And these 10 questions appears to be like a SWOT analysis that we're going to do. So here, you don't have to look at your friend. The answer your friend will give might be different from yours. If you don't be fair to yourself, and you pose your neck to somebody and you just select because that person have selected, you get it wrong. Because it's a personal issue. If you lie to yourself, you like to collapse your own business. I told you earlier when I did the welcome address that we have an MOU with National Service Authority, and it will be sponsored by MasterCard, that if you're able to get a good business, you get the funding from the center. But you cannot get it just like that. I'll take you through my lab and get to know your mind, either you're an entrepreneur before we hand over the money to you. So that exercise is what we're going to go through now. It's not difficult. Just that my brothers at this side cannot see from the board. I'll be reading. Just point your answer on your phone. It's a figure. Either 1, 2, 3, or 5. If the answer is strongly yes to you, then you just point 5. If it's an average, 2. If it is good or somewhere C, 3. And after that, if you add it, I'm going to give you the marking scheme. Then you yourself will see your score. And the score that you will see will tell you whether you are an employer or employee. And if you're an employer, it means that you are born to become an entrepreneur. And some of us can learn in theory and put them in practice before they can become entrepreneurs. It's not what, of course. So if your answer is below certain level that you can never, and that see yourself as an employee, does not mean that you cannot learn a trade to become an employer. But it rather tells you that you can do it, but you need to be extra careful. So that when you are starting business and you are depending on loan as a source of finance or capital to run your business, and you know your position where you are, you tread cautiously. Because the money with you can just slip off your hand because you are not born to become an entrepreneur. So don't lose money just like that. Some people say that when entrepreneur starts, he falls many times before he gets on his feet. But with this one, it will let the falling be minimized. But if you don't be real to yourself and you just punch anyhow, your company can run anyhow. So follow me now. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. These are my questions. They are 10. Now, those people on the side cannot read from there. So I'm going to read it. So when I read, and the answer that appears to you, just like, I'm sorry to use the example. If you ask somebody who have said to himself that he will never go to church or mosque, and then you meet him one Sunday and ask him, are you from church? You will see the answer he will give you. No. That no is different than somebody who is a Christian. He used to go to church. He's a Muslim. He used to go to mosque all the time. And one Friday or Sunday, you meet a person. Did you go to church? Oh, today I couldn't go. So mild, isn't it? The difference between I couldn't go and the difference between no. So the no means that it's something that you hate at all. That don't bring it closer to me. So if I ask you the answer, you think that it is no. That makes it 0. If you think that can I pronounce middle one 3. I'm from church 5. You see the point I'm saying now here. So I'm giving you the clue, right? So now the first question. I like to be in control of what I do when I do it. I like to be in control to do it when I do it. If you want to do something, anything at all that you want to do, my question is that I like to be in control of what I do when I want to do it. I'm asking you the answer. Point on your phone. If you think that you are not all that, if you are doing something, somebody have to come and tell you to do it, or you are selling something but you yourself don't have the ego to go and do it, please take 1. If you can do it by sometimes somebody have to remind you 2. If you think that nobody will remind you, but you yourself, you're already in there, 5, please. Second one, I will work all day on the task that interests me. If you are business and that business interests you and you are working, you don't care whether you sleep at the job place or not. If that is it, take 5. If you are somebody who come to do something and you need to be pampered, you need to be motivated before you will do it. If you don't push, you won't do it. 1. If you're in between, choose any number. But at the end, I'm going to show the marking scheme. Then you know your position, you know yourself. Third one, I can adapt easily to unexpected changes. Some people don't want to change. The way they do things here are same. If you join my business, you can't adapt, you can't bring anything new on. Do as this is our corporate culture. I can adapt easily to unexpected change. An entrepreneur, you need to be like a sniffing dog. Get information, market information, and process so that you can grab the opportunity. Opportunities are not just meant for one person to grab. It is open to everybody. But if you stick to yourself, you don't want to hear anything from outside. 1. But if you are quickly adapt to changes, 5. Middle, 2 or 3. Then 4, I'm willing to live without too much money. I'm willing to live without much money to pursue an idea that interests me. Much money, an idea that interests me. Some of us here want to get millions of cedis before you want to start something doing it. Some of us can do little with it, and very soon they grow it. If I give you 1 million Ghana cedi and you work, perform better than your 1,000. The 5th one, I can switch quickly from one task to another. Entrepreneur, serious entrepreneur, always on the run. But you have to think yourself that, if this one's not complete, why should I go for this one? I'm always sitting down, unless I see I'm okay here. Ask yourself, are you that type? 1 to 5. 6, I don't care about what other people say about me. I don't care what other people say about me. In our environment, anybody who is rich is what? If you're not fortunate and you have an accident and somebody die in your car, trouble for you. You listen to people when they want to make a move. The work you are going to do, people are teasing you. Catch the power in university, you know where. I mean, if you care about them, your answer 1 to 5. Pick one. 7. What? Yeah. No. Not project team member. Are you a team member? Team the lead. In project teams, sir. In project teams, you usually take the lead, or you always try to be behind for somebody to lead. Wherever you find yourself, when you are to do something, then you push your friend to go. You don't want to. You hide yourself. Sunday school, when you just ask questions, then your hands are down. You have something in your mind you don't want to say. When the other person just mentioned it, I know with 3 more. If I had known, I can tell. Are you that type? If you are, 1. If you can raise up your hand, then every time there's some people in class, every time their hands are up first. But when they ask them, the answer is wrong. Always, if your hands are up, 5. Right? That kind of confidence, it means something. Right? Then, the research that we did have all the evidence proven. So we are moving on. Then, the last but one, I live up to my commitment and deliver on time. I live up to my commitment and on time. Do pay your bills on time. If you borrow money from somebody, do want the person to ask for it before you pay, or you yourself will go and pay for it. When somebody sell, then later you come and pay. But when the money starts coming in hand, you decide to go and buy from another source. So that later you want to trade with somebody's money before you go and pay the original supplier. At that time, 1 to 5. I have to tease you before you can, or you have to play police around before you, then 1. Then the last one. My family are entrepreneurs. Some people are born into it. Their parents are, so the genes are there. If your parents are into it, 5. If not, 3 or 4. And if you are a starter, don't care, don't mind yourself, just say 1. But don't have anybody to train you, no experience so far. So now, at the end of the 10, please, I'm saying that you want to hear the right things, so let me leave soon, right? This is my marking scheme. Add your progress. Add what you have written. Add them. Add them. This one is for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're a student or you are grown up. It's a small exercise. The questions were 10. The maximum mark was 5. 5 times 10, 50. If you got 50, it's not real. Yeah, if you got 50, it's not real. The questions, which one? The 7th question. Yeah, in project teams, I usually take the lead. I usually take the lead. If you have a group and you are doing something, you always don't want to push your friend. You go first as a leader. So now, your total, please add on. This time, the elderly among us can sit, and the young ones who can volunteer to give me how much you get. The young ones who not the age. Yeah, how much do you get? 21, 41, 37, 41, 30. Yeah, Anobu is here. So it's just like a little number. So 39. Thank you. Right? And this is my marking scheme. If you get 50, it's not real. You were not honest yourself. Right? Yeah. Simply because it is not everything that can go to your car as a human being. No, it's not possible. But 40 to 50. Now, great potential. You are likely have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. So now, if you are fair to yourself, please, that's why I said that it is SWOT analysis you are doing. If you lie to yourself, and you base on it to say that you're an entrepreneur, and you go and trap somebody's money, you'll be in trouble. So here, the 40 to 50 ones, please see yourself as a potential entrepreneur. So anything that comes into your mind, wherever you find yourself, try to look for pleasure. Try to look for pleasure. And if the pleasure is not there, then you ask yourself, what is missing here? That is making the place challenging. That is a gap. And that gap is something that you can create to remove that kind of difficulty or challenge. And it's giving you a direction to come up with a product. And that product, if it's the first of its kind, because if it's there already, you would not have felt that kind of impact. So once it's the first of its kind, and you're able to come up with it, it is the opportunity that you have seen first. Before others can copy you, you'll be the market leader. And you'll come up with a product that the market is expecting. If you enter the market with a wrong product, you can never become successful. You can never. Because you are going to the market to dilute the profit that others are enjoying. So you try to think of how you can enter the market with a new product and at the right time. 30 to 40. Let me read for those who are not here. Says that challenges ahead. You could do it, but you will face some challenges. So, Honorable, who is a renowned entrepreneur, will tell you that seeing somebody successful in entrepreneurship does not mean that you just had it. A lot of challenges. So, if you're afraid of it, there's no way you can become successful. Businesses that are of higher profit carries a lot of risk. And if you're afraid of risk, you have to step off from the train. You cannot. You live, you dream, you do everything by your business. If you're not careful and somebody greets you, remember to mention, instead of response for that particular greeting, you mention your company's name. But that's what you dream of. You forget of yourself. Everything is about your business. Today is Saturday. A relative may be in bed, laid in bed for a funeral. You may decide to ignore it and be in your working environment. It will be difficult for some of us. But if you are under the 40 and 30, know that you can do it. But below 30, somebody mentioned 21 or 27. It's been real. That person thinks that he can never be. But he can support somebody with his strength, physique, energy to support somebody's idea, and two of them become successful. You think that you have nothing. There are some people with us who are entrepreneurs. They have brilliant ideas. They can share with you, but they will never make a step. They will never make a step. And they can advise you to become successful, but they themselves are not successful. So if we are fortunate to get somebody who has done it and is successful, it's come to share with us, today we will get the practical one that all of us are going to enjoy and learn from it. So, if you have an employee that you are working with, do not see that the entrepreneur, the employee is somebody who has no idea. So it's somebody you can walk over. Without them, you have no business. It is the human being that makes the business. It's the person who you are working with that makes you the business. So as an entrepreneur, you let your employee own the business. Let's take it that the business is theirs. And for that matter, they'll come up with all that they have and give you the best that you can. I advise some of my mentees that came in that they are doing recruitment and that I should get them the best kind of people to them for them to be trained to work with. So, looking at your capital you are holding and the strength that you have, you don't need qualified persons to work with. So, I need an accountant who has got an excellent first class. So, you don't have enough capital. When engage this person, come next 3 months, will tell you, Master, I've gotten a master admission somewhere at Legon, and I want to leave. Meanwhile, if you use your little money to train this person, then he leaves you. So I told this lady that because of your capital, go for the third class groups. Those who passes and third class. So, but this one, you see, yes, they are the one that can be with you until the kingdom come. They themselves, they don't want people to see their grace. So when they get job, they make a cross. That where I've gotten to, I will never let anybody see my results again. So I'll stay here. When if you slap that person, call him in the night, anytime he's ready. But the first class guys, you even come and tell you, you the owner, you yourself. I'm ready to see you third class, you will pass. And me first class. It has been happening. And you have used your little money to engage this person, train him to be working for you to recoup what you have spent on. He's leaving you. That's not prudent for a young entrepreneur. You have to make sure that you get the resources that you can control. Don't go beyond your capabilities. And that will not train you. I have a lot of information to share with you on this slide, but because of the timing and what you want to hear, I just want to introduce all of you into my center, that after here, it doesn't end. Come to my center. It is open to public. Anybody want to do anything, come in there. Even if you are to look for a source of capital, we can advise you as to where you can get some at a cheaper rate. And if you qualify for the MasterCard funding, we'll give it to you. So we have a link here, that's down there. All those who registered, I'll use your telephone numbers and send all of you this link. And I get your database so that we'll be interacting and help you, we'll get you the mentors to help your businesses, any kind of business you want to do. You want to have this database and we'll be working with you. Honorable, I just prepared the people that are listening to you and those who have to listen and making sure that they need to collaborate. And those who individually can listen, take the words and apply them to make them useful for them. So as you sit here, any word that comes, apply to your own situation. Don't apply to any other body. And I said collaboration also works. If you think that your answer somewhere and your friend's answer somewhere, please combine, come together. And I present to you the number of my invitees who are from Sunyani community. And members, by the sponsors of this program, Skillforce Ghana and CIBI, Center for Entrepreneurship and Business Incubation, UNE, I stand on their behalf as the leader and myself invite you to have this continuous environment. And it's just like a human conversation, not for any other purpose. So the benefit at the end of the lecture, you will recall for more information. Thank you very much for your audience.
Prof, another round of applause for Prof. Now, who got two? Nobody got two? My friend Gaji, I was sneaking. So while I was doing the calculation, I was also typing. He got 24. Where is he placed? 24. Gaji, 24. And I'm not surprised. When Gaji came back from United States, he was living in New Jersey. When he came, he wanted to apply for driving license. So he wanted DVLA to apply for driving license. He wrote the exam 3 times. He thought America exams, they are harder. But Ghana exams, Prof, The more share. So what team you said that you adding? Set questions I didn't pa. You know, but me, I didn't bother to calculate because I don't like questions. The last time Bomia gave Amizata 77 questions, he died. You know? Not long ago, President Mahama gave Bomia only 5 questions. He died politically in 2024. So I don't like questions. I don't like answering any questions. But thank you so much for the questions. A round of applause once again for Prof. Now we are live on NET2 TV. We are again live on Oman FM. So if you have lied to somebody that you are in Brekum or you've gone to Kumasi, you are live. And according to one of the factors, you should not lie. You should look for more information and knowledge. So that's how it is. Now, our next guest, he doesn't need any elaborate introduction. No, because his name is a household name. And he might be the reason you are here. But to do that for me perfectly is one of our campaign coordinators. Mr. Armstrong Issa, would you like to join me here? Put your hands together for Mr. Armstrong. How much did you score?
I actually didn't. I knew the response you were going to give. I didn't want to die, so I didn't calculate.
Better. That's comedy theory. Don't calculate. Armstrong here. Armstrong has been with Honorable Kencity Agyapong for a long time. He has been speaking for and on behalf of the Ken team. He knows him more than anybody in this room. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present this microphone for Armstrong.
Thank you, Senior. A bigger round of applause for him. And ladies and gentlemen, much more bigger and louder round of applause for yourselves. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to address the youth, the future leaders of the Republic of Ghana. And so as I address you, I am being mindful that I'm addressing the future entrepreneurs, the future ministers, and the future president of the Republic of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, for the purposes of emphasis, I am addressing the future Kennedy Ohene Agyapongs in the room. Gentlemen, I've been called up stage here to introduce a man who does not need any introduction in any field. In business, he doesn't need any introduction. In politics, he doesn't need any. Every aspect of our life, he does not need any introduction. And this is taken from a story with us just recently. He was asked how you got to know Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, and his narration left all of us in tears. He said 15 years ago, he had an admission to the University of Cape Coast, but had no money to pay for the admission fees. So, desperate as he was, he decided to go to the Parliament House to seek sponsorship or scholarship from Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. For the first time in his life, he met Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, told him his requests, and Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong looked him in the face, ladies and gentlemen, without any hesitation. Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong dipped his hand in his pocket, brought out everything he had from his pocket, gave it to this young man to go and pay his fees. And then to keep the rest. Interestingly, today, that man is a PhD holder, a doctor, and he says that everything he is because of Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. There are thousands and one stories of this benevolence. This is the heart of the man you are about to listen to. He's a kind man, a kind businessman, and a good. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of business, the keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of business, the keynote speaker is a highly successful businessman, a highly successful industrialist, a highly successful entrepreneur with over 40 years of business experience. And his businesses stretch across almost every industry, every sector you can imagine. He has a strong presence in the media industry. We are being covered live and televised live by his media networks. He also has a very heavy presence in the manufacturing sector of the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker again has a massive business presence in the cold storage sector. And of course, the biggest cold store in Africa is owned by the next key speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to announce to all of you that he employs over 7,000 Ghanaian youths across all the sectors of his companies, businesses. He's always driven by the passion to create wealth, to create job opportunities and employment opportunities for the youth of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond business, you know very well that Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, in terms of business, is a colossal brand and a household name with over 35 years of political experience. I am happy to inform you, you know already, that he's a founding member of the Dankwa Busia Dombo Club that gave birth to the New Patriotic Party some 34, 35 years ago. And also he is a founding member of our beloved New Patriotic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong has been a member of parliament for 24 solid, unbroken years for the good people of Asin Central. And so he's the immediate past member of parliament for Asin. In the year 2023, just 2-3 years ago, you remember, and it is not lost on me to remind all of us, that he contested for the flag bearership position of the New Patriotic Party and became second. A dream he has not abandoned. A dream he still holds on, hoping that one day he will win that highest office of the land for the general good of all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to finally say that inshallah, as stated in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, And it says, the vision awaits an appointed time, and it shall surely come to pass. This is a prophecy from Prophet Armstrong. Sir, put your hands together for me. Ladies and gentlemen, before they come in, I am happy to inform all of you that the keynote speaker is celebrated as the father for the fatherless. He's celebrated as the voice for the voiceless. He's celebrated as the hope for the hopeless. Celebrated as a compassionate philanthropist and a champion advocate for the vulnerable. He's not just a businessman. These are the identifiable tribute of the unique businessman we have. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready while we prepare to welcome him with a standing ovation. Let's welcome the esteemed Honorable Kennedy Akufo-Addo, Agyapong.
Sammy walking now. The one I do in around as I can't want me. I didn't know Sammy walking now. The one I do in around as I can't want me. I didn't know Sammy walking now. The one I do in around as I can't want me. I didn't know Sammy walking now. The one I do in around. Let me say, moo, 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 moo,
Thank you very much. Colleagues, speakers, faculty, members of various institutions present, students from various institutions present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of you for spending time to hear what I have to say. Before I do that, I want to extend my congratulations to the organizers of this program. It is well attended with decorum. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak to the students. I've had intellectual discussions this afternoon. I'm tempted to do so, but both of the speakers made mention that I will be doing the practical works. But there are things in common that we have to share, whether it's academic or strictly business. Every individual here, I will share my personal experience with you. But let me do a few academic exercises here. And you see that the 10 questions the professor gave, I'll give you 5 acronyms, the acronyms, and you can answer the 10 questions. It's simply anybody who wants to do business must have a set of goals that he wants to achieve. And to do that, you need to do 5 things. It's called GOSPA. That's the acronym, GOSPA. Gospel means goals, objectives, strategies, planning, and activities. If you want to be a businessman or entrepreneur, I see my good friend Kwame mixing entrepreneur and a businessman. There's difference between a businessman and entrepreneur. Our professor will tell you. But we are not here to argue. But I want you to get it clear that when we speak English, speak English. You are directors. So there's difference between a businessman and entrepreneur. And five things. That's you set goals for yourself. Your goals, you should have objectives. The objectives, you should have strategy. And the strategy, you should have plans. How you plan it and how you execute it is the activities. Again, there are 7 qualities of a leader, entrepreneur, or a businessman. Those are: 1, every entrepreneur, every businessman should have a vision. What is your vision? You know, Prof said something that I can argue. We are not here to do academic exercise. But I want to tell you, in life, research clearly indicates that the number that we claim that they are born entrepreneurs are insignificant, and therefore nobody is born an entrepreneur. It is how you perceive life. It's an individual dream, what you want to be or what you want to become. And how well you plan it and how well you dedicate your time and execute it, that will make you a different person among colleagues or peers. What are the qualities? The vision and the courage. The courage comes back to what Professor was saying, risk. You should have the courage to take risk. If you have fantastic idea and you are thinking or afraid to invest your savings, then you can never be an entrepreneur. Therefore, you should have courage and take the risk. 3, integrity. Integrity. A successful leader, a successful businessman, a successful entrepreneur has to be honest and sincere in his dealings with everybody. Without that, I'm afraid your business will not thrive. And that is, I will dwell on that when I begin to tell you my life story. Humility is the 4th one. You have to be humble. When we are dealing with your workers, don't be bossy. Get everybody involved. Your relationship with them inspires them and gives them courage to work fervently in your favor. But you get to an institution or organization where the owner of the business have no respect for the workers, that business will not thrive. Although you brought the idea, you are the owner of the business, you have to be humble for your workers to accept you and work with happiness. That will grow your business. Every entrepreneur, every businessman, every leader should have a foresight. Foresight. Any person who has a foresight into a business thinks of the future and can see the future of the business and can make predictions. Because in a competitive world where we are all selling the same products, if you don't think of what is going to happen tomorrow, if you don't have the foresight to envisage what will happen tomorrow, your business will not thrive. Because products come and go. It changes all the time. How are you going to satisfy your customers? So you should have a foresight as to what you are going to do to your business. And cooperation is the last one. The 7 qualities of a businessman or entrepreneur or a leader is cooperation. Is somewhat how similar to humility. Anybody who is humble can incorporate all workers, the team from the top to the production line. You can organize them and effect changes and make profit. So these are 7 qualities of an entrepreneur. And also the gospel that I told you, that you need to set goals for yourself. No, but before I start, share my personal experience with you. Clap for yourself. Students that have traveled far, University of Energy and Natural Resources, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, College of Health, Yamfo, University of Mines and Technology, and Catholic University of Ghana. Clap for yourself again. It tells you you are a dreamer. It tells you you have a foresight. Today, I've performed 2 functions. In Agyapong, the politician, Akintampo, and I'm here in Agyapong, the businessman or the entrepreneur. Combination of both. Why I ask you to clap for yourself is that, 1, you want to better your life. That is why you've come here to listen to me, share experience with you, and if you can also incorporate that into your thinking or your vision. You have colleagues, students who are doing other things which they deem priority to them. And you are here because you want to improve your life. Sorry, forgive me. Sunyang Technical University is present. Let's clap for them. So we have 6 tertiary institutions here. And I'll say, you are doing right thing. You know what? You've heard of Agyapong. Agyapong was born into a poor home, a village that was not in the map, Asendompim, in Central Region. Those days, to go to secondary school, we call something common entrance. You have to pass before you can go to secondary school, SHS. A village boy from Asedom. I went to Adisado College. Oh boy, yes. I went to Adisado College, and with my chop box and trunk, that time the road was bad, it was so dusty, prof. So when I got there, I could tell that this guy is a fool. My hair was brown, and eyelashes, everything. So one senior looked at me and called me, "Hey, come here." I went to him, and he asked me, "What is your name?" I said, Agyapong. "Where are you from?" No, I did not even say Asendompim. As for Asendompim, it's west. So I said, Asinfosu. He said, "Where is Asinfosu?" A foam. They were teasing me. In the classroom, you guys are lucky. I went to elementary school, what we call SAR7. 10 years elementary school before going to secondary school to make a meaning. At the age 16, meanwhile, this time, I have a daughter who graduated from Johns Hopkins University at the age of 17. And that time, at age 17, I was in secondary form 2. So I was at the back. So any master who comes, like history master, maths, English, whatever, will first introduce himself and ask each of the students to introduce himself as well. So when it gets to me, I'm at the back there because I was tall. I have young boys. Some are 12, 13, 14, and I was 16, so you can imagine. And they were from preparatory school, Morning Star, Association, Radiant Way, Wine. I didn't know. I'm from Asendompim, LA Middle School. So the master who called, "Yes, the gentleman back there, what is your name?" And all the young ones would just turn and look at me and shout, "Agyapong, a foam, anu blofu cheme." They were laughing. But I had a purpose, and I knew why I was there. You know, I couldn't speak Ga well, and still I don't speak Ga well. But this one I understood. You know, you get a ziat and you visit girlfriend, that Holy Child, Wesley Girls, Agri mix, National mix, and some will travel as far as Mfansimano to go and chase women. And when they come back, they tell their story, shaking all the body. Today, chicken for a sausage mole, and they'll be talking. That time, I'll be washing seniors' clothes. I didn't have a chance. And again, you need a spotless white shirt to go to Holy Child or Wesley Girls to talk to a girl. I was from a poor family. How am I going to get that? So I didn't even bother. And even the English, when you meet the woman, you have to think of what you are going to say. You construct it in your head before you voice out. So I wouldn't bother at all. And we continue struggling. And here we are today. I can tell you, that poor boy from Asendo, I can proudly say that this time, there is nothing that will go on in Asando College that I will not be involved. God has done his part. I have also done my part. I'm giving you this background for you to know that all is not lost. There is hope. There is hope. And I said this at Pintampo. A man called Benjamin Franklin said, "Great hopes makes everything possible." Benjamin Franklin said, "Great hopes make everything possible." So you have to challenge yourself. Have hope, confidence. Say to yourself, what any man has done, what the white man has done, what Indian has done, I, mention your name, I can also do it. And that's the beginning of your entrepreneurship. When you begin to challenge yourself that all things are possible. And if Mr. A has done it, I, Mr. B, am capable. So you first need confidence, courage, no intimidation whatsoever. But in this world, if you succeed in business, first cardinal principle is hard work. Second, honesty. If you're a hard-working guy, what do I mean by hard work? We're going to complete our education here, and the standard hours for every business is 8 hours. You have a job, and 8 hours, you go home. The salary for 8 hours cannot make you survive with your new girlfriend or boyfriend. So what you have to do is to take another job, second job. If you're going to work another 4 hours, you save that money. So we come to the word savings. Typical example is here. You are here. Parents give you money to come to school. What you have to do is simply live a subsistent life and do not keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses, if you don't understand, the Joneses, if you don't understand what I mean by that, is that you might happen now, a poor boy like in Agyapong, God has blessed my children. If you see my children wearing Ferragamo or Christian Louboutin, and you say to yourself, that lady is laughing here, Fendi, Chanel, then you also say, oh, because Agyapong's daughter is wearing Ferragamo, I'm also going to buy Ferragamo. That is keeping up with the Joneses. You don't need that. Save your money. And no matter how small your income is, if you are not married and you are working, save 70% of your income. How are you going to do that? Especially, this goes to the women. The women, they always want freedom to get boyfriends. So after college, instead of staying with parents and saving money, because when you go out there, the most expensive thing you're going to do, that takes about 30% of your income is rent. So any lady who say that I want to go have my room or apartment, you are foregoing 30% savings. But when you move from your parents' house, you have to cough that 30% to pay your bill. So if you earn 1,000 cedis and your rent is 300, if you are staying with your parents, you don't want them to disrespect you. So at least you come home every month, you give them 100. You save 200 from rent. Now, if you leave home because you have a new job, you leave home, you are going to pay 30%, which is 300. And the rest of the income is 700. How much are you going to save? So it applies to the gentlemen too. I think I should have started with the guys. Or they want women. They are in a hurry to get girls. But if you don't save, trust me, if you don't have money, the women will come, they look at where you live, and they put up some attitude. It means you are nothing to write home about. They have to find another man. So you need to stay with parents for at least 5 years and save enough money before you move out. And that savings becomes your capital. A lawyer will tell you, I have my honorable member here, he's also a very good entrepreneur. Honorable Alfred Obin. Maybe he is quiet, I'm loud. That's why you don't hear his name, but he's really good. In life, to succeed in life, the most difficult thing to get is capital. That is why I'm stressing on savings. When you save and you have enough capital, or you have certain amount, you have a dream to establish a factory. Don't go big. Don't go big. Start the business small and grow it. And one day, you ask yourself, am I the same person? Because the first question people ask me, those who don't know me, ask, how did you make it? I told them, savings. I'm here to tell you my story, to encourage you, to inspire you, that you can be somebody. Say to yourself, I'll be somebody. I'll be somebody. Because if Agyapong, I was hawking on the street. Every vacation, my mother was selling on a table in front of Mr. Donko's shop. I go and collect some of the items on the board, go around and start shouting, going around. Yes, pick a chocolate, Tatra, Nazet, yes, raw. Yes, pick a chocolate, Tatra, Nazet, yes, raw. So what makes you think you cannot do it? A PK seller. I have Rolls Royce, I have Bentley, I have Maybach, you know. I have all these cars packed. I don't even drive them. You can do it. Say, I can do it. I can do it. But not just saying you can do it, you can do it. A dint of hard work, honesty, ability to save. And when you accumulate capital, some people, Prof was describing, they are afraid to take risk. So the money will be sitting in the bank. Every month when they get their balance, they are so excited. They are not going to do well. You need to take risk and invest the capital. So investment, that's where you take the risk and you are different from other colleagues who are looking at their bank statements every month, thinking they have money, because they are comfortable to be civil servant for the rest of their lives. And I know those of you here don't want to be civil servants. That's why you are here to listen. You want to be owners of businesses. You want to be CEOs. You want to be captains and giants of industries. That is why you are here. And that makes you exceptional human being. Clap for yourself. You know, you might not take it seriously, but go back to your dormitories, your homes, and reflect soberly all the nonsense the speakers we have said to you. And you see that in real life, it makes a lot of sense. So this is the beginning of your entrepreneurship. The practical experience. As for Prof is giving you the academics, I have a brilliant lawyer also giving it, and they force me only to be practical. But I can also do an academic exercise. God, you need to combine both to succeed. But what I'm telling you with my personal experience is not in the book anywhere. To succeed in life, put these things down. This side of the world, when you establish a business, know Jesus Christ anywhere. No family member anywhere. No ebusuapanyini anywhere. If you build your business alongside your family, you are bound to collapse. Our culture, what is different in this side of the world is our culture. Our culture does not help businesses here, because when you read books, the entrepreneurship, it tells you the first thing, when it strikes your mind that you have to fire your worker, don't go back, you have to fire him. But this side of the world, they will bring a pastor to come and beg. They will bring your mother, oh, Kwame, me started life. Rubbish. So I'm serious. Because businesses have collapsed because of our culture. You can go to Harvard, you can go to Yale, you can go to any of the Ivy League schools. The culture and the mindset of Ghanaians, our attitude towards work is not taught over there. This you acquire through experience. That is why I'm sharing with you. If you want to be a different person, then please try and do away with culture. What we can do for your family is that you build your business, and when your mother needs money, put her on a salary and pay her just like you pay your workers. Your brother, pay him same. Leave them out of your business because they will collapse your business, and you that toil to raise capital to establish the business. Anytime there's an issue at home, you are the first to be blamed and not the one who squandered your money. You, the builder, you are always at fault because family members think you are rich and therefore they are entitled. That entitlement is not in the books because a white man doesn't think you are entitled, and therefore if you make a mistake in his business, he's not going to fire you. He'll fire you. So you guys, the culture in this country does not help our businesses. One academic exercise that I forgot, let me go back to it. The challenges of you and all of us as Ghanaians is access to capital. And you are fortunate that Professor has a link to help some of you to get capital. Access to capital is our challenge in this country. Why do I say that? We can equally compete with Indians, Lebanese, Chinese, and every national. But we are not able to do it because they go for loans at a lower rate, between 4 to 5%, to come and establish business here. Whereas we Ghanaians go for a loan at a rate of 35% and up. How can you compete? I just took over a company. So the 7,000 now, first March, I'll add 300 workers to it. I took over a company. They do bottling, sacks, and all those things. I'm going to compete with Indians because they have monopolized that sector. They've monopolized that sector because of cheap loans, access to cheap loans. That's why they've dominated our economy. They get reasonable loans between 4 to 5%, come here and establish business, whereas Ghanaians, we take a loan with interest of 35%. How can you compete with a business or an organization or institution or whatever that has gone for a loan of 5%, and yours is 35%? So that is why you see a lot of Ghanaians not doing well. And with time, inshallah, one day I'll change it. You know, so access to capital is our challenge that we need to address. Again, to succeed in life, young men, you have to be honest in your dealings. A lot of Ghanaian businesses are also not attracting partners because of dishonesty. Read my lips. I'm not afraid. I'll tell you the truth. Because of dishonesty, Ghanaian businesses are not attracting partners. Partners meaning strategic partners with money that can invest into our business. Because we are not honest. Prof was telling us about partnership. With my experience, Prof, it's not easy to go into partnership with Ghanaians. They go out there, especially if you are a minority shareholder. The majority shareholder goes out there, in Agyapong, on 20% depending on, a whole lot of things. It doesn't encourage it. But if you want to succeed in life, the more serious note, you have to be honest in your dealings. For the past 3 weeks, I've been to Dubai 3 times to strike deals. I'm going to set up an ethanol factory. And the amount involved is about $400 million. And therefore, I need partners. I can't do it alone. But, Prof, what is self-gratifying is that we are in a global world. What they do well is that before you get there to do or have a meeting with them, they have your profile. They have your profile. And when you sit there, they greet, they do everything, they know everything about you. They know who you are. So if you are not honest and you have duped some investors, it's there. If you are honest, now I've met 5 billionaires, not just $1 billion, nobody worth less than $10 billion, and they are willing to do business with me. Why? Because of honesty. I was owing a Chinese guy $5.8 million before election. He was worried. And one Chinese guy in Ghana here told him, as for Ken, he will never take your money. He will pay. And I've paid the money. That goodwill alone is money. When it's out there, black and white, that this man is honest and sincere, everybody is prepared to deal with you. So honesty in life, I call it honesty is success. Honesty is success. If you are honest with whoever you are dealing with, they can start you, maybe they'll be testing you. They give you credit. I'll give you one example. The new company that I bought, the Indian guy deals with 5 companies. I've gone to Dubai to meet 2 of them. The 3rd company was here. And 2 others are coming April to meet me. They were worried that the company is changing hands. But the Indian guy told them, no, that man is very honest. And they are happy to deal with me because they give credit of 90 days. I'll use their product for the manufacturing, and 90 days I pay them. And when I even check the cost, I laugh. Say, I can pay you cash. I don't need your credit. I can pay you cash. Because when I look at I just laugh. I can pay them cash. But as a good businessman, if I have that credit facility, I have to make good use of it. But I'm going to be sincere. So honesty is success. Then when you are investing, it comes to, Prof said, serial entrepreneur. Honestly, this investment, my position was just social entrepreneur. I don't do charity work, but this time, when I entered the floor and saw Ghanaian workers, I just decided to buy it, just to keep the Ghanaian workers. And I've done exactly that. Normally, my business practice, I would have gone through all the books, although I've done that. Because of Ghanaian workers that I saw on the factory floor, factory hands, I just gave 50% of it. No, I gave him 70% of what he's asking for before I even started going into his books. I was not serious, I was not anything. This one was social. But trust me, I will turn it around. So young men and women here, I know the place is hot. I'm talking too much. I would have given you a lot of details. But first thing you need is hard work. Second, savings. Third, the honesty comes before the savings. But savings come before honesty, because if you don't have the savings, you can't do anything. So hard work, savings, capital, investment, honesty. These 5 thematic areas, if you follow it, you excel. You'll be a different person among your peers. You should always have the drive. Ask me, how did you make it? And I'll tell you. Me, my success, I always turn my negatives to be positives or blessing. Because me, I succeeded in life because of women who disappointed me. I don't feel shy, I'll tell you. I had the brains, all right. Economics, and girls, they call vacation, employment, prof. When they come to my house, they become so disappointed and they leave. You know, so one day, a girl dogged me and I told her, Janet, one day I'll be somebody. You know, so I turned my negatives to be positives. And one day, it came to pass. I was in London, British Airways flight. Then I was at the first class. She was at the economy. And between the first class and the economy is the business class. So I didn't see her, honestly, but she saw me. And she wanted to come from the economy, go through business class, and come to first class. And they stopped there. But I didn't know. I came to the business class because I had a lot of friends there to chat. Then I saw somebody waving. I realized it was her. I went to her. Then she said, oh, I wanted to come to first class. And I said, Janet, have you forgotten the story about the rich man and the Lazarus? You are not coming from economy to business. You are jumping business to first class. It never worked. I told you, one day I'll be somebody. You know? So they dogged me, because I was from poor. I said, I'm never going to be poor again. So I made sure I saved a lot of money. And it's possible. Look, let me tell you, in Germany, I was washing plates at a restaurant, and I had another job at the supermarket, ProMart. When I went to America, I was working at Zaro Bakery. Then I got a job at Gasiteria, filling station, gas station you call. I was able to do the 2 jobs, Zaro Bakery and Citco gas station. And the Citco gas station, I start 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., Monday to Thursday. Then Friday, 10 p.m. till Monday morning. And I was making $285 from gas station and $120 from my main job, which is the bakery. But a combination of the two, a guy with no green card that time, making 400 and change was a lot of money. That time, the Ghanaians who were citizens were working at hotels, Waldorf Astoria, Hilton, and all those things. And sometimes they come back home 8 hours, drinking Old English, Code 45, Budweiser, and all those things. That time when they were drinking Budweiser and all the cold drinks, I was working at the gas station. I saved money and I bought my first taxi. And that taxi, every day, I saved $100. Every month, I made sure I saved $3,000. That time. Then I'll go and buy another used car, partition it, because if you don't do that, somebody will kill you, bulletproof. Then insurance, everything, $3,000. And I'll give it to another driver and demand $40 a day. In 8 months, in 7 months, I had 8 taxis. And 7 taxis, they were paying $280 a week, multiply it by 7. And I was saving $100 a day, 30 days, $3,000. That's where I bought my first house for my mother at East Legon, Ambassadoria Enclave. You know, I challenged myself. I didn't look back. I didn't say that I was born and bred into a poor home and therefore it was not possible. I challenged myself and said to myself, it is possible. What any man has done, I, Agyapong, can do it too. And here we are today. So I'm not shy to tell you where I'm coming from. I'm saying this to inspire you that all is not lost. I look at your faces and you guys are lucky in life because you are very young. I went to Fordham University at the age of 33. And when I was going to Fordham University, I had $1,145,000 in my account. And I have built on it till today. So I'm sharing this with you to encourage you that all things are possible. If you put your mind to it, you put in dedication, commitment, work hard, save money, you can postpone the saving, today's expenditure for tomorrow. Okay? Because that is where I argue with the keeping up with the Joneses, buying this and that. I was staying, this is the last example I'm giving you, in the Bronx. We were 4 gentlemen staying in 1-bedroom apartment. And that 1-bedroom apartment, meaning a living room and a bedroom. In fact, the owner of that apartment is from Dumosia, here. I won't mention because they are very popular. And 4 guys were staying there. But they locked the bedroom because the owner had a water bed. That time, it was big deal, water bed in the room. So he didn't allow us to sleep there. So 4 guys were in the living room sleeping in couch there. Then Sundays, Friday evening, the owner of the hotel, his brother, was having about 8 limousines that time, will come to the apartment with a beautiful black American girl. Then they all high, they are on cocaine. So you can imagine when they are having sex, you could hear them. I'm giving you practical experience. You guys think, oh, can Agyapong started and that's it? No, I've gone through hell. Then whatever they were doing, you could hear it. Sometimes, Prof, you think your colleagues are sleeping, but when the noise going on, one will get up and go to the bathroom. So they all decided to go and rent their place. And listen, because I have 2 jobs, I was paying 50% of the rent for the 3 guys also to pay 50%. When they decided to go and rent their place, they were paying full amount. And meanwhile, I connected them to bakery, the bakery, Zaro Bakery, and they were making 120. Because they want girlfriends, it costs them a lot of money. So freedom is expensive. And these guys, when they left, one guy gossiped and said, oh, Kwame dear, we don't know what Tommy is doing. He can't move from the place. He's cheap. Meanwhile, the apartment, our neighborhood was far better than where they come to rent. But this is what he said. And I told the man who told me what my roommate said. I said, go and tell him, the day I move from this apartment, I will not be going into an apartment. I'll go to my own home. And I did exactly that. Moving from 740 178th Street straight to Commonwealth Avenue, 624 Commonwealth Avenue. At the age of 28, 1988, I bought a house, 624 Commonwealth Avenue, $220,000, and I gave a deposit of $69,000. My house was next to Jennifer Lopez's mother. They were 622 Commonwealth, and I was 624 Commonwealth. You see, those colleagues who left because of women and the partners they want. Today, I have over 200 houses. Sometimes, when I'm going, I have to call my cousin Da Costa to go and show me. Yeah, he knows everything, you know. So I'll go. One day, a doctor wanted to rent my place at Race Junction. I went there about 2 hours. I couldn't find the house. So I had to call Da Costa. See, that poor boy from Asindon, through dint of hard work and seriousness and sacrifices in life, here we are today, sharing my story with intellectuals like you. Say you can do it too. And one day, I'll be somebody. One day, I'll be somebody. Thank you very much.
paid and robbed. You know, anyway, Honorable, thank you so much. But my take home is what we call the gospel. He mentioned the gospel. The G is what? Go. The O is what? Objective. The P? Aha. You are brilliant. A round of applause for yourself. Yes, it means that you've been able to memorize everything here. We thank you so much. And you also talk about discipline, hard work, resilience, savings, capital, and investment, and above all, honesty. Now, he said honesty is success. Honesty is success. Thank you. And I'm glad that you listen so well. And these are not just literature. These are not just words. If you're able to practicalize them, one day you shall be somebody. Now, Honorable came along with a huge team. Now, Armstrong was supposed to do that for me, but we also have here Honorable Alfred Obin Boateng. He is the Member of Parliament for Bibiani Area Bekwai. Oh, no, I said that because, you know, I'm going to say something again. All right. He said I should call him the former Member of Parliament for Bibiani Area Bekwai. But we know that 2028, he is coming back because one day he shall be somebody again. Okay. Now, I've seen so many familiar faces here. I've already told you about Gaji, who actually passed the exams by taking the exam 3 times. I have my brother here, lawyer Ohene, and Mr. Brefo. I don't know how many of you have heard a place called Sapphire Gardens. Sapphire Gardens is in Kumasi at Asman, so he is the founder and the chief executive of Sapphire Gardens. I believe that this Easter, he has Easter in the Park at Sapphire Gardens. He has been a loyal friend to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. And so a round of applause for my good friend, Brave. And then, you said? Oh, they say rise up. Okay. Yeah. He's a fine boy. And then we have a prince from the Dagbon land. He's the prince of Yana. Distinguished ladies, you'll put your hands together for the prince. And I have the immediate past deputy CEO of Nasia, Mr. Kweku Apia Mensah. Thank you so much, Mr. Kweku Apia Mensah. Overland here, Benny. The ice and sla. Now, what did I say? Yeah. I will more. Till I hear what June July, no. I sent them before the time goes through. So, we are gradually come to the whole kabudu of this event. And we would like to invite a few personalities to share their experience with us. I remember when we came here, I think last year or last 3 years, there was a gentleman who shared a story about his level of honesty. And he shared that in Chi, and he said, you see, he didn't know crana. Yeah, na system no MYA MAE did no crack. Now, no electrician. Obia Bakaho Yani, a department be the Bacrossy office can be, and Kao, naughty and for mano. Also, yes, officer, and yet, but Wanyan Soa, Ajuanos, Uanya, and Titembiano, a Hano. I have come for, but a Hano. So sometimes it's easy for you to be honest in an environment like this, but try as much as possible to be honest, because as Honorable said, honesty pays, and honesty is success. I won't find your way. The work getting in a moving in a okay. And And now I would like to invite Mr. Aduchum Berryman to give us the vote of thanks. Indeed, we have been live on several platforms. The Kencity Media, the entire Kencity Media is here. We have Oman FM, we have NET2, and we have Ash FM, and NAP Radio in Takrady, okay, Asin Fosu, and then all the social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and now X. So if you want to play back, you can go to NET2 on YouTube or Oman FM on YouTube, and you have a playback of what happened here. So thank you so much. And I've seen my brother, Honorable George Sapon, also here, where put your hands together. The primaries, he had wanted to go to Parliament. Then he said, well, who honorable in them? Who honorable now too late. By Shiala, 2028, he will become a member of Parliament. Now, no, hold it. I have my testimony. I have my honorable, I don't want to share that story, but we have a term called filet mignon. The filet mignon is a particular meat, and we visited him in his residence in New Jersey. And he said, oh, I'm from town. Then he went to a restaurant. I'm telling you, I want the men to know, someone the men in the say, figures this is anymore. Now make a lawyers. Now on journal will see anymore. That's can all on you to know for my end. Because I can it. I bring them there. You know, and we over here. I don't know. It be $300, $250. I want my wine be. Now why did they cry the chemist do? And I was honorable. Pia Kencity Media now out TD we are. If you hair price now, I was honorable. Must get yo. And that was it was yo and now to them good. The wine was good, the ambience was excellent, the food, and try some filet mignon. Say that me, filet? Unya will use better how? Just be unya use better, you know we get filet mignon. Anytime that you travel outside the country, try filet mignon. That was my choice. And that has been a memorable experience. And I can tell you, that alone, now, do we have a personal experience to share with us? That's the last moment of this whole enterprise. The ones you hear me, the ones who was the maker. Okay, brah. Oh, okay. So, this testimony and experience. Your name again?
I'm Kencity, Dr. Paul Kencity, a lecturer at the Department of Environmental Management. Thank you so much, Honorable Ghana's Paul Kigami. In fact, I'm a pastor, I don't need to campaign, but I even stand on pulpit and preach that if you want somebody who will save Ghana, God has revealed to me. No, I'm not just those who know me, I'm not like a Kennedy. And I said a lot of things to Prof. Marfu before the presidential primaries, and everything has, and whatever the election went is for because of what Honorable Ken, because now everything is in courts, and he is Ghana's what Paul Kagame, and he's the one to save Ghana, whether you like it or not. So let's pray. He is the hope for us. I'm telling you, all Ghanaians, all people we have in this nation now, the only one who can help the nation, the youth, and everybody is Ken. So let's pray for strength and good health from the Lord for him. That is all that we need. And it's Ghana who Honorable King, who is to rescue Ghana. I'll just share my life story as my students know it. And I've been teaching sometimes more than 100 students, and I'm a pastor. I speak against my bed. But the only thing sometimes I want to challenge my students is I want to place my life there, and any student also come. Anyone who beats me, I'll bet, and none of my students has been able to beat me because we go a challenge, and then I can do it. Nobody can say, but the grace of God, where I am now, because I didn't see my father because we were in a village. My father died when I was less than 2 years. I attended school. I attended school when I was 10 years, and a village school every Friday you have to go and what vocational skills, weaving baskets, and then other things. Please listen. I hope you, basket weaving and other things. And Honorable said so many things that and I always wanted to serve. So, village school, you have to go on what? Help your teachers in the farm. And maybe during vacation, I'll go and help the teachers. While we are in school, I'm also helping the teachers. So as a result of that, when I finished JHS, there was no hope for me. But because of that help that I was helping my teachers, then one of the teachers decided to take me to come and stay with him. He has laborers. I was working with them with the laborers. I got my school, village school, I was the third batch of the SHS. The first batch, the best grade was aggregate 17. The second batch, the best grade was 27. But by the grace of God, I got grade 6 with 7 ones from that village. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then I have to, one of the teachers had to use his cocoa, CMB, cocoa for cocoa scholarship. But when I got the scholarship, even to get a house at her and then to move to the boarding house, it had to take me about 2 months. And for the entire of my boarding house, I'm a pastor, and one of my first principles never to lie, those I've told. I never take 1 cup of gari or sugar to school. Never in my life. I was just there in the school. I completed, and in the village, everything. That's why I challenge, because my corp is pain. I've Nsua, Kenten, everything village. That is what we depend on. By the grace of God, now I'm an entrepreneur. After school, to cut everything short, after university, God placed something in my heart that if you want to be rich, you have to work on your own. You have to be an entrepreneur. So you know what I did when I was doing my service? I was doing it at the Forestry Commission. I was helping timber contract. They were tipping me small money. And then the talk came to me. I rented somebody's poultry structure, and I started poultry. So right after the service, I never worked for anybody. Then I employed one body, and I was doing the job, pushing drug in offense. And people were calling me University Bear Poultry, but I didn't mind. But I did the poultry and everything. By the grace of God, now I own over 30,000 bears. And what I gain from poultry now I'm teaching. By teaching is just my hobby. It's not about the money. That's why I'm teaching as a lecturer. I didn't money because by the grace of God, I'm not saying I get almost 10 times what I get from what as a lecturer I get from the poultry. And God has blessed me so much, family and everything. And in all this, I also honest. How to combine everything with honesty. So just as Honorable said, and the future president said, you have to be honest and you have to sacrifice in life. You need to sacrifice. Some of you have your capital in your rooms, your shoes, your outfit can be your capital now. You can save it, invest, and then future. And I ask people, if you want to be successful in life, I ask my students, how do you see money? Do you see money as fruit or seed? Anyone who sees money as fruit will be poor. Always see money as seed. Whatever money that you get, sow it, and once you sow it, you give more fruit. You eat some, you plant and you cultivate, and become a millionaire. Thank you so much.
believe that one of these days, the Skilled Force Ghana should organize a special symposium for you. You and you alone. You have a lot to share with us. So thank you so much. Now, how many of you have heard a series called Approachers Series? How many of you read Approachers Series? How many of you were able to pass your exams because of Approachers Series? The man who developed the Approachers Series is here. Shall we welcome Honorable Alfred Obeng?
Honorable and other dignitaries. Yeah, students, I just want to pick two areas that our main speaker touched and share my personal testimony on that. The honesty thing that he said, perhaps some of you may just see that honesty, how does it work? I want to give you a typical example in my own life. And fortunately, my marketing manager is here. Mr. Agyapong was my marketing manager when he used to work at Approaches. There's no time to talk, but if you want to talk, you further put what Honorable said into more practical even than how he put it, because my testimony that I will share will, give more practicality to it. You're a student. I started Approaches when I was a student. So the sacrifices, when you were doing national service, my colleagues were chasing girls, they were dressing, they were doing something. I was always at the library writing Approaches series. And when I wrote the book, I couldn't get money to publish it. Now he talked about seed capital or capital. How do you get the capital? You can get it from relatives, you can get it from friends, you can get it from several sources. But it's difficult to get. So when I got to the university, first year, he was my mate, just that we went through Saito and O system, Form 5, 6 form, and they went for the SS. So you were older than them, but you were in the same class. So when you go to the university, how do I get the manuscript typed? Then I use a lady at the science and computer science and mathematics department to do it. How could I pay her was a problem. So my student loan, I don't know whether you are still getting it. The student loan that when you get it, it's a peanut. At the time to it was a peanut. But that is my what? That was my capital. And I use my wisdom to convince my friends to loan, to give part of their students' loan to me as loan. And how could they have that confidence in me? Your own first year student, I give my loan to you. Then I brought my manuscript. Look, I've written Approaches series. This is the name of my book. And the content is so perfect that when this book gets to the market, every science student, every science teacher will recommend it. So please give me. And when the money comes, I will definitely pay you and continue to support you. So Raymond Kwashi, who after school, he died, unfortunately, and other friends, at that time, forgotten the money you were getting. But almost everybody, about 5 friends that I spoke to, they all divided their loan into 2 and gave 50% to me to add to mine to do the first publication. And I started with 50 copies. And when we did the manuscript and other things, the money I got from them, everything got finished. So I got to University Printing Press. And fortunately for me, when I was looking for them, somebody saw me, so one mistakenly, they thought he was my brother, because we look alike. So they quickly went for him, saying, your brother has come. So I was a bit confused. So he came and I started telling him my story, that I want them to print this book for me, but I don't have money. And that. He said, one guy, he's also from a same area, forgotten his name, he was doing civil engineering, the same Unity Hall. He said he printed some for him, he has been doing for students. The guy was so dishonest that he didn't pay the money anytime he was going to chase him. We saw him as soon as he see him from the window, then he ran away. So for that reason, he was not ready to say, oh, I'm a different person, I can't do that. Then I convinced him. Maybe by God's grace, he understood me. So, okay, I'll do it for you. But what I'll do is that I'm going to print the 50 copies and give you 25. When you go and sell the 25 and bring it, then you come and take the next 25, then you take it from there. So I said, oh, no problem. Because I knew I'm an honest person, I'll pay. So he did it and gave me the 25 books. So Friday, we were not attending lectures on Fridays. So Friday early morning, I got my 25 books. I didn't go to any school. The first school I went, that is why I hold this man with high esteem, was Asimfosu, his hometown there. And the man, the headmaster I met, he was his teacher. And the man received me nicely. He gave the books. He looked at me. I was smallish at that time, very tiny guy. So maybe because of my structure, he has some doubt with the content of the book. And I said, oh, but you have your science teachers there. Just give the book to them to go through, and no teacher would not recommend the book. So he gave it to me. We were sitting in his office. The science teacher took the book, came in about 1 hour. I told him that the book is perfect, excellent. So if we get this book for our children, for the first time, some of our students will get A in the core science. That time it was core science before it became integrated science. He said, oh, so you have only 25. Then the teacher told him, we need 500 books. Wow. When I was going, my bag that I was holding, if you see it, so the bag, you see, I mean, at that time, things were not good for me. So, you see the dress and everything. That's why the man perhaps even had a doubt with the content of my book. So I said, okay, he said, pay the 25 of me, so I have another 25 there. I will quickly go and pay the printer and come and deliver it. Then later, I'll get the 450 top up. It's, oh, you go and bring it. So when I go, then I narrated the story to me. He understood it and said, okay, best I pay him this. Then he paid. Quickly, I went to Mr. Henry at the University Printing Press, and I paid the 25, the first 25 books, and even the one that I was going to collect, because the 25, when they paid, I could pay for the 50 and even get extra money. Then I told him that the people need additional 450, so he should print 500 books for me, and the 500 too, I'll come and take half. When I go, I'll collect the money and do, for him to see how sincere and honest I was. Then he said, oh, really? They bought all the book. I said, hey, then the book will be a very good one. I said, yes, I trust the content. Then the man agreed, took the 25, went, collected the money, he printed the 450. So the 25 extra, the additional 25, even gave the money to him before collecting the 250. And he said, oh, what you have done, I can see you are a sincere person. So even collect all the 450 and send it to the man. So I sent it to the man. And when I got the money, I put the money in a bag, put it in my armpit. And when I was walking, you could see that, yes, was so careful with my workings because I had not seen such money before in my life. So, and I was so cautious. He knows all these stories. So, first year at the university, from that time, in the same month, they went for Charles conference. And then, fortunately, they wrote their SSC exams. And for the first time, that time, course science and they were very difficult course. Teachers could not, especially the test of practical aspect. And they got 3 A's. So the man told me he would be my agent in Central Region. So he went to convince all the schools in Central Region to patronize in Approaches series. So the book within 1-2 years became household name. And he joined me in the company. At that time, he was not officially, but he became a friend. So he was also marketing it in the Ashanti region, others in other regions. So after school, before school, I had set up my company. He even did national service, not him alone, and another friend who also completed Legon with business administration. So all of us, we did our national service in my company. So these are practical. You see that the entrepreneurship, of course, as I say, you have a few ones that they have that inborn entrepreneurship skills and qualities. But in all to everything, the honesty aspect also counts. The company grew to a point that I was in America one time doing American bar examination, and we had got a contract. They needed to give us loan of $4.5 million. At that time, UT Bank has to do it. I was not in the country to sign as a CEO. So which bank will give you loan when even the CEO is not there to sign? And Moses was their branch manager. Then Mr. Amwaben, they told him that this is the request from Alfred. He said, approach. I said, yes. Ask for him. Do it for him. The guy is so honest that since he started collecting loan from us, even if he's about to default, he's the only person who he'll write a letter, explain why you should give him 1 month extra. Whereas others, when they even default, they won't even come and tell you. When you are going to them, they will be even running away. You won't see them. When I was about to default loan, I would rather write a letter to them, explain the circumstances leading to that. So because of my honesty, they trusted me so much to even get 4.5 million cedis loan when I was not there to even do or to sign the loan form. So this and many more, I'm sure one day you'll come and do more.
All right, we thank you, Honorable Alfred Obin, the founder and the CEO of Approaches series. If you pass it somewhere, you pass it well, you have to give the credit to the founder and the CEO. Now, I would like to invite the TESCON UNE members here. They want to give Honorable a very special citation. So the members are here. TESCON members from UNE. And my good friend Nelson Amwa is here. The rest of you, okay? No, you all should come. Yes. And then turn around. No. One of again. Oh.
Citation in honor of Honorable Kenneth Ohene Agyapong, former Asin Central MP. We, the members of Testimonials, are honored to recognize your outstanding contribution to the political landscape of our country. Your tireless effort, unwavering dedication, and unrelenting passion for creating positive change have left an indelible mark on this country. Your leadership and vision have inspired countless individuals to become active participants in the democratic process, fostering a culture of engagement, transparency, and accountability. Your commitment to the betterment of the society is a testament to your exceptional character and unwavering resolve. We salute you for your remarkable achievement and honor you for your selfless service to our community. May your example continue to inspire future generations of leaders and change makers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to you and TESCON. I know you are discouraged and despair because you've been neglected for a while. I want to give you assurance that I told today Kintampo Health, Allied Health and Women, that TESCON is a rebirth now. I'm assuring you that any programs that you do, if you inform me, I'll always come and grace the occasion. I'll come and grace the occasion for you. And what I'll say to you is, you don't have to give up. Let's strike hard when the iron is hot. And with perseverance, we will achieve wonders. Whatever has happened. Let's put it behind us and forge ahead. We can forge ahead only when we are united. So I want us to stay united and stay focused. If we are able to do this, we will achieve wonders. So this time, I'll be a patron to TESCON and make sure whatever happened years ago will not be repeated. Because you are seen as disciples of MPP. You go out there and propagate the visions and aspirations of our party. But unfortunately, you were neglected. I want to assure you, at this time, Agyapong, you have my full support. Thank you very much.
All right, we thank you very much. TESCON, go back and go and work very hard. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, we thank you so much as well. We are coming to the full closure of this event. But I need to remind the students here that Professor Mafo says there will be item 13. There will be item 13. But this event has also been put together by the general manager of Kencity Media. He was a former spokesperson for Honorable Ken. We give it up to lawyer Kweku Amo-Date, also here with us. Lawyer, thank you very much for the coordination. And I invite Adichum to give us the votes of thanks.
All right, so I think there's nothing to be said after everything has been said. So I'll go straight. So I first of all thank the Almighty God for granting us the time and space to have this program successfully. I thank the organizers, and I also thank our speakers, Mr. Kobe ESK, Prof. Mafo, Honorable Ken Agyapong, all the media partners, the STU, Catholic University, UNED students, amiable lecturers, and also the Hunters clan, the former Honorable Minister and Ambassador, and everyone who graced this occasion today. As we are going out, let's always remember that one day we will be somebody. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. In a prelude to a movie called The Lion's King, there's a statement from King Mufasa to Simba. And he said, everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. And you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ants to the leaping antelope, because we are all connected in that great circle of life. This evening, we have been connected by the grace and the wisdom of Honorable Kencity Agyapong. Another round of applause. I call my lovely lady to give us a closing prayer.
Please, can we be outstanding? Father Lord, we thank you this evening once again. We thank you for bringing us to the close of the program. We pray that whatever that we've listened, whatever that we've heard, Lord, let it be a good impact on our life, and at the end, glory and honor be given to you. We thank you, Lord, for your mercies. Amen.